Spinach salad, warm spinach salad. It's gonna be done tableside by you. This is a classic from Chops Atlanta and Panos and Paul's. So it goes way back to 1979. Setup is all yours. It's in the service well. You've got a hotel pan of spinach. You've got quart containers with each of the ingredients. Ingredients are going to be pine nuts, basil ranch, brown sugar, bacon lardons, and candied shiitakes. Measurements as such, we'll have a quart container over there for the spinach. It's a full quart container, loosely packed. We've got half a ramekin of toasted pine nuts. They're going to be separate, and also an allergy concern. This is a 2-ounce ladle of the basil ranch. That is also in the deli container. This is 1 heaping spoonful of brown sugar. So we're using the tablespoon measurements. This is a heaping spoonful. This is 2 spoons of the shiitakes. And then again, this is 1 heaping spoonful of bacon lardons. This will be your setup when you approach the table. You're gonna have your salad bowl with the spinach, your pine nuts, your mixing spoons, and your dressing in the gooseneck. And then your sugar, your bacon, and your shiitakes in the pan. Start your presentation. Obviously, you probably told them when they ordered everything that goes along with it. But the idea is this is it's a little salty, a little sweet. The heat that we develop here with the bacon and the sugar, it creates that sweet flavor, and it also lets us start to wilt the spinach. So raw spinach can be very, I don't know. You ask Dan, I'm sure he loves raw spinach. He probably makes a lot of smoothies out of it. But raw spinach usually does turn people off. When you hit it with a little, when you heat it up a little bit, when you just wilt it a little bit, it develops a nice little sweetness and a great texture. What you're doing here is start it off on high, and then you start to hear it to sizzle, you can turn it down lower. All you're doing is just warming the bacon. The bacon is cooked, the shiitakes are cooked. You're warming everything, and you're starting to melt that brown sugar. One thing you do not want to do is burn anything in there. If the sugar starts to caramelize, it's going to get very bitter. Same thing with the shiitakes. I say candy shiitakes, and I'm going off now. All the sugar is gone. Okay. I say candy shiitakes. These are simply clean shiitakes, and then we do a flash candy in a little soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, mirin, ginger, garlic, honey, and brown sugar. It then sits in that overnight, develops a nice sweetness. Meanwhile, the heat from coming up to a boil cooks them, so they've got a nice little texture to them too. Okay, your heat goes off, and you're going to mix in your basil ranch. Your heat is off because as an emulsion, if this gets too hot, it will break the sauce. Everything mixed there. Start to see the oil start to separate. That means we're nice and warm. Into the salad. And then you're simply going to dress it. Make sure we get everything coated.
You basically cut the heat once the sugar's melted.
As soon as sugar's melted, you cut the heat. And then you can dialogue for maybe 15 seconds while the residual heat goes away. And by that time, you'll be able to drop the basil in.
Anybody smell it?
Yeah.
Wow, it smells delicious.
Pine nuts, as long as there's no allergy concerns. Bacon, as long as there's no dietary concerns. And then you're going to simply build the salad in the plate.
And you could do what, up to 2 per pan inside? You guys
No.
do 1 individual?
I don't think so. I think you're looking at 1. Even on the island, I don't let them mix more than 1 salad in a bowl.
Okay.
We're talking about ingredients and measurements. Somebody's going to end up with more.